Have you considered Kindle Direct Publishing for getting your book onto the Amazon Marketplace? Are you wondering, is Kindle Direct Publishing worth it? Well, we're going to discuss that in today's video, so make sure that you stick around. This is Self-Publishing with Dale, where you learn to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable brand. Have you published on Kindle Direct Publishing? If so, would you recommend it to others to do so as well? Definitely leave your thoughts inside the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Stick around to the end because I'm going to share with you why you wouldn't want to publish through Kindle Direct Publishing. Also, I'm going to equip you with just the right resources and tools to start absolutely free. But first, what is Kindle Direct Publishing? Kindle Direct Publishing, also known as KDP, is a platform that self-publishers are able to put their books up onto the Amazon Marketplace. And this actually started back in late 2007, but really started to flourish right around 2013 to 2014 in the big Kindle gold rush and boom. Today, KDP fulfills ebook sales and print book sales. But how exactly does KDP work anyway? Well, authors prepare their work in advance where they'll upload it through ebooks or print books on the Kindle Direct Publishing dashboard. It's just as simple as getting all the things dialed in. So you're going to need to come with your own cover, you're going to need to come in with your own manuscript that is fully formatted, and all of your metadata. This includes knowing your title, your subtitle, your series name, of course, your author name, any relevant keywords, as well as a dialed-in book description and what readers can expect. And of course, keep in mind what is going to be the price point of your particular book. Stay with me for just a moment when it comes to royalty and the pricing structure, because it gets a little hairy, so just stay with me. We're going to start it out at the 35% model when it comes to ebook sales. This is at the lower end of royalties, and in fact, it's probably the lowest you're going to get anywhere when it comes to, say, print book or audiobook. 35% isn't terrible by any stretch, and especially if you're having a traditionally published deal, you may be seeing way less than that. But to get on the 35% royalty structure, you're staying outside of what's called the sweet spot. And the sweet spot would be anything below $2.99 and anything priced above $9.99. Why is that? Well, Amazon believes that the sweet spot where they see the most sales happens between $2.99 and $9.99. They want to provide their customers with the best experience possible and obviously set themselves and everybody else up for victory. So they reward those that stay within the sweet spot with a 70% royalty structure. There is exceptions to the rule, and actually it has a lot to do with the KDP Select Program, which we'll get to in just a moment. Now, what if you're thinking, well, I've seen a lot of books priced at 99 cents, Dale, so what gives? Are people really willing just to take 35 cents out of every dollar for each one of their books? Well, yes. Sometimes that pricing is a way that they're able to get more sales so they can increase their rank in the bestseller ranking of the Amazon Kindle store or whatnot. But if you plan on pricing your ebook, say, above $9.99, that's all well and good. But keep in mind that at the 70% model of, say, $9.99, you're getting about a $6.98 return. With that being said, you're going to want to make sure to get the same return. If you're going to do 35%, you're going to want to do $19.99 or greater in order to actually match that same level that you would have at the 70% model of $9.99. And then there's the KDP Select Program. It's very interesting in that you have a 90-day exclusivity agreement. Now, you don't have to enroll your ebook in the KDP Select Program, but there are certain benefits and advantages that come with going into the program. So remember I mentioned how there are exceptions to the 70% rule? This means that outside of some of the primary regions like US and UK, there are a couple of regions that you only get 35% if you're not enrolled in the KDP Select Program. By enrolling in that KDP Select Program, then you get global reach and the full 70% of all of your sales of that particular book, as long as your book is priced between $2.99 and $9.99. And then there is the unfair advantage of using the KDP Select Program. Now, I say that with a smile because it's true. You would assume that the words bestseller rank means that it's based on sales. This is not necessarily true because the KDP Select Program actually influences the bestseller rank. So if you have your book enrolled in the KDP Select Program, this means you're allowing Amazon to lend your book to members of the Kindle Unlimited program as well as the Kindle Owner Lending Library. In that program, they borrow the book, they flip through it, they read it. It's kind of like a library is, but for every page that they read it, it influences the ranking of your book in its given categories and in the overall Kindle bookstore. Here's the deal. You could literally become a #1 bestseller without selling a single book. That's why I say there's an unfair advantage. So to a certain extent, you can call yourself a bestseller, but it's a rather hollow victory if you're just doing it through page flips of the Kindle Direct Publishing Select Program. If this still seems a bit ambiguous, I assure you, stick around to the end. I'll share just a little bit more about the KDP Select Program and how you can find out more details. Print books, ambiguous and unclear royalty structure. According to KDP Print, you're getting 60% of the retail cost minus the print cost. Bear in mind that print costs, obviously, they're not going to be printing the books for free. And each one of the books' cost is going to be based on the number of pages that are being printed. So a small book, say anything underneath 108 pages, is going to be pretty much a static price for printing. Anything above that, they start to charge 1 to 2 cents per page, and it starts to take away from your bottom line. So you may look at, say, 60% of a payout of the retail price in the store, but you're not getting that ultimately. And I typically see right about a 35% royalty of each one of the books, sans the actual print cost. For KDP Print, you actually get distribution to a wide array of marketplaces, including US, UK, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Japan, Canada, and Australia, keeping in mind there's smaller regions that feed off of each one of those territories. So you're getting a wide reach when it comes to publishing through KDP Print. Additionally, something that was over originally inside the CreateSpace platform came over to the KDP Print platform, and that is expanded distribution. Well, if you try to reach out to them and get some direct answers, it seems to me that not too many people are very familiar with where exactly expanded distribution goes. I can assure you that what I found out so far is that expanded distribution includes Ingram Content Group's reach. Now, you may recognize the name from Ingram Spark or Lightning Source because Ingram distributes ebooks and print books. So they feed out to thousands and thousands and thousands of retail distributors online. But it does come at a cost. Expanded distribution, you're sacrificing 20% of that original 60% of retail costs. So you're seeing considerably less. In fact, it's going to be literally about a third of your payout in expanded distribution compared to what you get through Amazon's distribution. Marketing and promotion. Let's start out with the KDP Select Program. They actually have built-in features that include the 7-day Kindle countdown deal that you're allowed to utilize every 90 days. This is only available in the US and UK markets. So essentially what you end up doing is you're going to put your book on sale for a 7-day period, or you can even make it shorter. You can do 1 to as much as 7 days. And it has a countdown clock that will go onto your product page, communicating a sense of urgency. So let's say, for instance, you have your book normally at $9.99. It can drop down to, say, 99 cents for a 24-hour period or as much as 7 days. And it can even go in increments. And here's the beautiful thing when it comes to Kindle countdown deals. They will actually showcase your book in a separate page in a separate category, and especially if your book carries a lot of sales already, they're going to showcase that. I've seen many great Kindle countdown deals with some of my own books, and they've proved to be very advantageous to exposure for my book. And you can get hundreds and hundreds of downloads if your book carries enough relevancy within your given category. And the big benefit when it comes to utilizing the Kindle countdown deal is you get to maintain that 70% payout. I love that. That's really nice that you can drop it down to, say, 99 cents on a Kindle countdown deal and you aren't put into that 35% tier. So be selective when it comes to bargain basement pricing your book, because you can literally take advantage of the KDP Select Program's Kindle Countdown deal through this avenue, as long as you keep that inside the sweet spot, and you have to keep your price at a certain time period. It's eluding my brain right now. Then there's the 5-day free promotion. This was utilized a lot for many people back in the Kindle gold rush back in the day of 2013 to 2014. In any event, they would use that 5-day free promotion to get their books into more hands and get more reviews on their books. However, there are many people out there right now that believe that the effectiveness of the 5-day free promotion isn't quite what it used to be. What I would recommend is use it as a promotional tool. Take advantage of that time that you have. Reach out to your email newsletter, your following. You're going to want to make sure that you advertise, get behind the fact that you have a 5-day free promotion and make it worthwhile, and have an end goal, have a reason why you're putting this on a 5-day free promotion. Much like the Kindle Countdown deal, you can get this option available to you every 90 days of your exclusive contract. The next marketing and promotion feature that they have available through Kindle Direct Publishing is the Amazon advertising platform, also known as, or formerly known as, Amazon Marketing Services, aka AMS. It's official. It's a pay-to-play world, and if you really want to get an edge on your competition or those that are on the Kindle marketplace, as well as KDP print, then Amazon advertising is going to be your vehicle. I've expressed this numerous times on this channel how much I really enjoy and like the feature of Amazon advertising, and it is just dead simple. But remember, this comes with a little bit of an asterisk, because if you're going to pay to play, remember, advertising, anytime that you're using your own money or your business money, it's a bit of a gamble. Do not put up what you aren't willing to lose. This means that you shouldn't be mortgaging your house to advertise your book through the Amazon advertising platform. If you want a little bit of a better idea when it comes to using Amazon advertising for getting your book out there, might I recommend you take a look at the video series that I have on Amazon Marketing Services for books. This is going to at least get you started off on the right foot when it comes to advertising through that platform. After all is said and done, is KDP still worth it though? Well, let's take a look at some of the features that they have. They're free to use, they've got a wide reach, they've got a competitive royalty structure versus the big four Amazon alternatives in, say, Apple iBooks, Barnes & Noble Press, Google Play, Rakuten's Kobo. And this largely depends on your expectations of this business. And I can't really influence you into one decision or another. So I definitely, just tell you, walk into this with a sense of cautious optimism, because the KDP platform is stellar. But is it for everyone? Possibly not. But to allay any kind of fears that you might have about whether you might forget something, or you might get it wrong, or maybe you don't format your book properly, or are you using the right keywords, the nice thing is Amazon wants to see you win as a self-published author. So if you haven't broken ground already on the KDP platform, might I recommend you take a look at their free online course called the KDP Jumpstart. This is a simple online course. I've gone through it myself, and it's really kind of nice. And each one of the videos are anywhere from 30 seconds long to as much as a couple minutes long, and some of them are about a half hour long. But the nice thing is they give you precisely what you need and the foundation you need to get started over on the Kindle Direct Publishing platform. And speaking of KDP, I talked about it ever so briefly, but I think we're going to go into a more granular level when we take a look at my video about KDP Select Program. You're going to want to make sure that you watch that before you move on, so make sure you join me over there. I will see you then. One is Kindle Countdown Deals, a time-bound promotional discount for your book while it still earns full royalties. The other is the free book promotion where